Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome to the Islamic Banking and Finance class. Dear students, as this is our first lecture of Islamic Banking and Finance, so first I'm going to introduce myself. I'm Azizur Rahman Khatir from Nangarhar. I have completed my basic education, my bachelor degree, my master degree from Pakistan, and I'm connected with the teaching field from the past almost 4 to 5 years, and in different universities of the Kabul, such as Mariam University, Ashna University, Karwan University, Ghazi University. Along with the teaching field, I worked as a head of department in the Mariam University for 3 years as well. After today, we will be together. I will be with you guys, and we will study Islamic banking and finance together, inshallah. The first lecture is Introduction to Islamic Banking and Finance. Let me start with the subject's aim. The aim of the subject means goal of the subject. You better know the name of the subject. The name of the subject denotes us, shows us that there are three words: Islam, banking and finance. First, we are going to study Islam. What is Islam? Then we will study Islamic banking. Then we will study Islamic finance. First is the word is the Islam. So the aim of this subject is the assist student in understanding the theory and practices of Islamic banking based on contemporary situations, based on current situations. Contemporary means current situations. What are the practices and theories of Islamic banking in current situations? We will answer this question. When we completed this subject, after 4 months, we can answer this question, that what are the theories and practices of Islamic banking in current situation, in contemporary situation. At the end of the course, student will be able to answer. Students will be able to know, understand the theory of Islamic banking, that what are the theories of Islamic banking. Second, the operations of the Islamic banking, that how Islamic bankings operate, how Islamic bankings are operating in the world. The third is the products offered by the Islamic banking. What are the products which are offered by the Islamic banking? The fourth is evaluation of performance of Islamic banking, and the fifth is the problems and issues faced by Islamic banking in the current situation, in the contemporary situation. Clear? Introduction. Next is introduction of Islam. Before, I told you that first we will learn about the Islam a little bit. We will learn about the Islam. Then we will learn about the Islamic banking and Islamic finance. First is Islam. You better know about the Islam. Being Muslims, we must know. We must carry on our life on the basis of Islam. Our life must be on the basis of Islam. Our all activities, or all doings, or all deeds must be on the basis of Islam. A verse from the Quran states, a verse means ayah. There is ayah in Quran. Allah says, "This day I have perfected your religion for you, completed my favor upon you, and have chosen Islam as your way of life." So from this ayah, we can know that we are Muslims, and our all activities, our all relationships, or all conducts must be on the basis of Islam. So the lexical meaning of the word Islam is submission. Lexical means lughawi mana. Lughawi mana of the Islam is submission. Submission means jama kawal, pura kawal. So this submission means Islam means submission. The actions of the Islam, the actions in Islam are categorized into two parts. First is ibadat and the second is muamalat. First category is ibadat, the second category is muamalat. Both of these combinedly make a Islam. Make a Islam. Ibadat and muamalat of the individuals. Ibadat and muamalat of the individuals make a combinedly make a Islam. Clear? Introduction continues. Ibadat means act of worship. Ibadat means act of worship based on individuals' direct relationship with God, direct relationship with Allah. These ibadats, these acts of worship make a direct relationship with Allah. This is the individual's relationship with Allah. By what? By acts of worship, by ibadat. This entails that specific acts of worship must be directed solely for Allah. We must not make any companion with Allah. We must not make any companion with Allah. He is alone, He is lonely, with sincerity. This includes one's prayer, one's fasting, pilgrim, and other ibadats which are relating to Islam. So these all ibadat, these all acts of worship make a direct relationship with Allah. Second category is muamalat, interaction with people. Muamalat means interaction with people, conducts with people. Individuals conduct with individual. Individuals conduct with organization. Individuals conduct with society. Individuals conduct with political parties, with governments, with other societies, other organizations. The individuals conduct with individuals' relationship with individuals' connection with financial institutions, with the investment banks, with the organizations, with the corporations, with the other individuals, with the family, with the society's members, with the political parties. All these relationships, all these conducts make muamalat. This refers to the conduct one has with fellow human beings. This can refer to law, work, marriage, inheritance, business transactions, partnerships, buying, sellings, purchases, etc. These are all activities. These are all activities which make interaction with the individuals to individuals, with the individual to society, with the individual to the organization, the individuals to the institutions. So these all activities. Clear? Islamic finance and banking, or Islamic banking and finance, falls under this category. It means that Islamic banking and finance is the part of muamalat. The part of muamalat. Interactions with people. One must ensure their conduct is in conformity with the Sharia principles. Means that we must ensure that our all activities, our all conducts, all relationships must be with the Sharia principles. Sharia means the Shariat po usulu bande. The Shariat po usulu bande baad barabar hui. Objective of human being life is to please the God. Please Allah. Please Allah. Why we are here? Why we are alive in the world? Because we must please the God. Please Allah. Almighty Allah. Why what? Why ibadats and muamalats. Before I told you, ibadats and muamalat combinedly make a way of life on the basis of Islam. Both of them make a way of life on the basis of Islam. So these two makes a way of life on the basis of Islam. Next comes Sharia Islamic law. Sharia, it means Islamic law, which we call in our own language Shariat. Sharia is the set of rules which include and qualifies obligations. There are some obligations, the probations, recommended duties, detested yet not blameworthy actions, what is lawful and what is unlawful, etc. These are all. Detested means nafrat based actions. Nafrat based actions. Therefore, it includes ethics, manners, law, public life, social life, economic lives, political lives, etc. So these are all must be on the base of Islamic law, on the base of Sharia. And what are included in the Sharia? The obligations, the probations, the recommended duties, the detested actions, lawful, unlawful actions. All these activities are included in the law. So Islamic law. Sources of Sharia. How this Sharia is made? From where this Sharia we got? The two primary sources of the Sharia are the Quran and Sunnah. Quran and Sunnah. One is Quran, second is Sunnah. Both of these teaches us. Both of these teach us what? Sharia. Quran plus Sunnah. Both of these teach us Sharia. Shariat. Other sources also include, that is Ijma, which is called consensus, and juristic decisions, which are Ijtihad. Ijtihad, Ijma, which is called in English consensus. These consensus, juristic decisions, and Quran and Sunnah, these are all make a Sharia. Make a Sharia. I hope you are understanding my language, my explanation. This is a chart, this is a figure showing the ibadat and muamalat. Before I told you, Sharia or Shariat is made up from two things. One is ibadah, which is worships and devotional practices, worships, actions, and second is muamalat, man-to-man relationship. Ibadah is relationship with God, relationship with Allah, and muamalat is relationship with individuals, with human. Ibadah has 5 pillars of Islam. Being humans, being Muslims, we from the start, from the beginning of our life, as we born, afterward, we know that there are 5 pillars of Islam. 5 pillars of Islam. Panj Banavi. Panj Banavi mung pakhtu ki hoy, Panj Banavi. And it is a kalima, testimony in God and prophethood, that is kalma shahadat. 5 daily prayers, which is salat. The compulsory aims, which is zakat. Right? The fasting, which is swim of Ramadan. The pilgrim to Makkah, which is Hajj. These are all 5 pillars of Islam. Second comes muamalat, man-to-man relationship. It is of 3 types: political activities, social activities, and economic activities. And economic activity is further divided into 2 parts. First is banking and financial activities, and second is other non-banking economic activities. Non-banking economic activities, which are social activities. Just social activities, and banking and financial activities. And we will study, our main concentration will be on the economic activities. Main concentration will be on economic activities, that are banking and financial activities, and non-banking economic activities, that are social activities. The Quran, we better know about the Quran, because we are Muslim. We are Muslims, so we better know about the Quran. Quran is believed by Muslims to be the word of God. Before I told you, Quran is the words of God. All Quran is the words of God revealed to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It is the final revealed scripture and remains intact in the Arabic language. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was entrusted with the message of Islam when he was at the age of 40, in the year 610. From then to onward, his prophethood lasted 23 years, until the message was complete and the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam passed away. The Quran was therefore revealed for a period of 23 years in stages and intervals. The Quran can be studied closer by looking into the Sunnah. Sunnah is closer to the Quran. The teachings of the companions who learned directly from the Prophet and were preserved when verses were revealed concerning specific circumstances. It means that زه په پښتو کې درته وایم چې سنت د قرآن سره ډیر نږدې دی. سنت د قرآن سره ډیر نږدې دی. بیا د رسول پاک صلی الله علیه وسلم چې کوم کمپینینز د هغې ملګري وو هغوی نه موږ لرنینګ کولی شو، هغوی نه موږ لرنینګ کولی شو. او د قرآن په مختلفو آیاتونو شکل کې راغلی، مختلفو آیاتونو په شکل کې راغلی، په خاصو حالاتو کې راغلی. کوم سپیشل کوم سپیسیفیک سرکمنټانسز په حالت هغه وخت کې یو آیت نازل شوی. studied from the scholars and experts in the Arabic language. او دا عربیک لینگویج کې موجود دی او ډیر زیات سکالرز، ډیر زیات عالمان او تجربه کاران په دې باندې کار کوي. clear? Basics or basis of Islamic banking and finance. First is Quran. Quran is the basis of Islamic banking and finance. The first source of Shariat is Quran. General and specific rules on religious, commercial, political, economic, legal and social norms. اول نمبر چې کوم دغه دی دا د بیسس د اسلامیک بانکینګ هغه قرآن دی. It is Quran. Quran has religious, commercial, political, economic, legal and social norms. Emphasize on mutual consent. Quran emphasize on mutual consent and consensus among consenting parties. It means that باهمی رضامندی باندې emphasize کی، باهمی رضامندی باندې، او اجماع هم په باهمی رضامندی باندې ده. اجماع هم په باهمی رضامندی باندې ده. probates exploitative measures. exploitative measures چې دي هغه probate شوي دي په قرآن کې، such as excessive risk or uncertainty. That is غرار. We will not depend on uncertainty. We will not depend on risk. And the second is interest. Riba, usury, probates cheating and corrupt practices in the management of funds. In the funds management, we must not be corrupt. We must not practice the corrupt actions in the management of the funds, and we will not cheat in the management of the funds. Does not allow dealings in probated products. You better know about the probated products, which are probated by Islam, probated by Sharia. That you better know about that. Marjuna, all alcoholic drinks, human trafficking, illegal transfer of funds, illegal transfer of products from one country to another country, illegal transfer of products, illegal transfer of goods and services from one place to another place. These are all probated by the Islam and Sharia. So Quran says that you must not deal in the probated products. Clear? The Sunnah. The Sunnah refers to the authentic statements. Authentic statements, you better know that authentic means mustanad statements. Mustanad iqrar. Actions, approvals of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Sunnah literally means way, and therefore refers to the way of the Prophet Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Sunnah means the way of life of the Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. How he passed his life. We must be on that way. Another word sometimes interchangeably used with Sunnah is Hadith. Speeches, statements and sayings of Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Therefore, books of Hadith are referred to as the Sunnah as their collection of the statements, actions and approvals of the Prophet Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The Sunnah is collected in many volumes of the Hadith books, which we called Hadith in our own language, Hadith Sharif, can be used to help explain and elaborate on the Quran. The Sunnah contains ruling and guidance on all kinds of issues and circumstances. There are over 40 verses in the Quran which command adherence to the way of the Prophet. Clear? Other sources of Sharia or Shariat or Ijma or consensus, and Ijtihad or juristic decisions. Ijma or consensus, this refers to the teaching in Islam that have been agreed upon by the early generations of Muslims or Muslim scholars. Ijma Shaveda. Mungoy kana Ijma Shaveda. Da the Ijma faisala da. Ijma po de masle bande da se faisala warkade. These are matters that are established and leave no room for disagreement in the Sharia. There is no disagreement with the consensus. There is no disagreement with the consensus. Consensus is applied, consensus is implied by every individual in the world who is Muslim. Next comes Ijtihad, juristic decisions. Juristic decisions means that they are decided by the experts, by the scholars in the jurisdiction. Jurisdictions means that qaza, the court, applied by the mujtahid. It means Muslims, jurists, scholars, who does not find the answer clear cut from the Quran and Sunnah. Therefore, they explore into the primary sources to find the answer based on their skills of judgment, maintaining the aims of the Sharia and trying their best to interpret the intent of the lawmaker. Next comes, sometimes the word qiyas is always also used. Qiyas means analogy. We better know about the qiyas. We make analogy about the sky. Why sky is up without pillars? This is an analogy. This is an analogy. How an individual born, it becomes an adult, and it becomes an older person, then dies. We think about it. We think about it, that there is something, there is someone who is doing all these actions, doing all these activities. So, analogy is used to refer to ijtihad. Qiyas is used to figure out rulings based on the similar existing rulings by way of analogy. Clear? Now, origin and historical overview of Islamic banking and finance. Islamic finance is both a new and old phenomenon. The history of Islamic finance is divided into two generations, two general aspects. The first, the early days transactions, the guidelines, the guiding principles of Islamic finance originate from the early days of Islam. So, what are the early days of Islam? The time of Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the era of Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And second is the modern day experiments in Islamic finance in Egypt, in Malaysia, in Pakistan, the basis of modern Islamic banking and finance. So these are the modern day experiments. These are current experiments. The early days transactions are the era of Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the era of companions, the era of other Sahaba, Tabi'in, Tabi'in. This was the earlier era of the transactions. And the modern day experiments which are made by the Egyptians, Malaysians and Pakistanians on the basis of modern Islamic banking and finance. The continuation of the origin and historical view of Islamic banking and finance. The early days transactions, I told you before that the era of the Prophet Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the era of period of Orthodox Caliphate 632 to 661. You better know about the Orthodox Caliphate. Caliphates were four. You better know. Better know. Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu ta'ala, Hazrat Umar Farooq radiallahu ta'ala, Hazrat Usman Ghani radiallahu ta'ala, Hazrat Ali karamallahu wajhu. These are the most famous caliphate of the Islam. This is called the period of Orthodox Caliphate. After that comes the period of noble companions in the succeeding generations. Noble companions, Sahaba, Tabi'in, Tabi'in. These are the succeeding generations. Nowadays, scholars, aliman, we can see that everyone say that the aliman, the Pegambaran urasadi. Tamung wayu, us wayu, aliman way. Aliman, the Anbiyaw warisandi. So these are the succeeding generations. The Islam is converting on the base of these people. As the Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, then Orthodox Caliphate, then the companions, then succeeding generations, Aliman, Mulayan. These are all companions in succeeding. Sorry, they are not companions, but they are succeeding generations. Companions means Sahaba. This era is early days of transactions. Clear? So the era of Hazrat Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, there were these actions. The prevailing modes of transactions during that era includes shirka, which nowadays we call partnership, based on the profit and loss sharing. Sharing of profit and loss. Not only profit. The sharing of profit and loss. This is called shirka, partnership. Nowadays we call it partnership. The al-qard al-hasan, benevolent loans. Qarz hasana, you call that in our language qarz hasana. Benevolent means bakshishi पैसे सोक्ता था दर के the कारोबार ले पारा interest no gadi, suit no gadi, gata no gadi, ace no gadi. Only they provide fund. These funds are benevolent. Next comes salam. Salam was also at that time, which is forward contract. Forward contract, you are making contract today and implementing this contract in future time, in future date. So this is salam. Sarf, exchange of money, gold for gold, silver for silver, at the same setting, the same situation, in the same time, in the same place. So this was also at that time. And the ijara, nowadays we call leasing. Leasing was also at that time. Trans-regional trade was also at that time. Involved trade, caravans from Makkah to Syria and vice versa, from Syria to Makkah. Clear? I hope you are getting my message. I hope you are understanding my explanation. Next comes origin and historical overview of Islamic banking and finance, the timeline of modern day experiments of Islamic banking and finance from 1962 to 1975. Initial reforms in the banking industry in the Pakistan in 1962. There are the initial reforms regarding Islamic banking and finance, Islamic banking industry. The Mid-Gamal Local Serving Bank in Egypt in 1963. The first modern day trail of Islamic banking in Egypt, Misr. Clear? The Malaysian Pilgrim Savings Board. They were only collect money for the pilgrims. This was also a kind of reform, a kind of initiative which is taken by the Malaysians. Pilgrims Savings Board, managing savings of prospective pilgrims by investing in Shariat compliant investment. In the last is the new birth of modern Islamic finance took place in Dubai in 1975 through Dubai Islamic Bank. You have a lot of information about Dubai Islamic Bank. It is the first Islamic commercial bank in the world. At the same time, Islamic Development Bank (IDB) was also established and started Islamic finance. Islamic Development Bank. There are some functions of Islamic Development Bank: to participate in equity capital and to grant loans. This was the function of Islamic Development Bank. They were providing capital to the different organizations, to the corporations, equity capital, and also they also grant loans to the corporations. The second function of the Islamic Development Bank was to provide financial assistance to member countries. The countries who are member of the Islamic Development Bank, they are providing financial assistance to them. Next function of the Islamic Development Bank is to establish and operate special funds for specific purposes. Special funds for specific purposes means intergovernmental funds, transfer of funds. KPK government transfer fund to the Punjab government. The Ningrar government transfers to the Kandar government. Transfer fund to the, these are intergovernmental transfers of fund. So these are also, this was also the function of Islamic Development Bank, to accept deposits and mobilize financial resources through Shariat compatible modes on the basis of Islam. Simply on the basis of Islam. They were accepting depositions, and these depositions are mobilized in the financial resources through the Shariat compatible modes. Through the Shariat compatible modes means on the basis of Islam. They were accepting depositions, they were collecting money, they were mobilizing this money, they were utilizing this money in the financial resources, but on the basis of Islam. To promote foreign trade, they were also working on the promotion of foreign trade, especially in capital goods among member countries. Clear? Clear? I hope you are getting my message. These are the functions of Islamic Development Bank. So this is important for you guys to know about the Islamic Development Bank, that what are the functions of Islamic Development Bank. Next comes the Dubai Islamic Bank. Before we studied Islamic Development Bank, now we are going to study Dubai Islamic Bank, the first fully fledged Islamic world commercial bank in the 1975. Operates 5 main business groups. The first is retail banking. Retail banking means they were providing funds to the individuals. And what is the providing funds to the individual means accepting depositions. This function was also of the Islamic Development Bank. Islamic Development Bank means accepting of depositions, providing of depositions, and different etc. all other activities related to the individuals. Second function, second category, second main business of Dubai Islamic Bank is corporate banking. Corporate banking means providing funds to the corporations, large corporations, multinational corporations. They are also providing fund to them. Third function, third main function, main business of the Dubai Islamic Bank is real estate. You better know about the real estate. Rahnamai Mamalat. Zmakuki. Zmaki Akhali Kharsai. These are the real estate. The fourth main business of this Dubai Islamic Bank is investment banking. You better know about investment banking. Investment banking means they are purchasing the stocks of the other corporations. They are purchasing stocks of the other corporations, and also they are selling their stock in the stock exchange market. So these are the investment banking. They are making portfolio. Some stocks are bought from the Nokia company. Some stocks are bought from the Samsung, from the Coca-Cola, from the Pepsi-Cola, from the Nike, from the Adidas, from the Caterpillar, from the Apple, from the McDonald. These are all the making of portfolio. So there also main function is also investment banking. And the last function, main business of the Dubai Islamic Bank is proprietary trading investments. Proprietor. proprietary trading investments. It means that they're also getting money, they're also getting profit from the proprietary trading investments. Proprietary means acting as an agent, buying of the stocks of the Nokia and back selling these stocks of the Nokia to the Apple and getting commission. So this commission increases their profit. This is also a business for the Dubai Islamic Bank. They purchase the different stocks of the different organizations, different corporations, and sell back these stocks to the other organizations or other individuals, and they get commission on them. So this commission is called proprietary trading investment. So this is fifth main function, main business of the Dubai Islamic Bank. Thank you so much, dear friends, dear students. You can find out this lecture from my YouTube channel. I will provide the link of this video in WhatsApp group, inshallah, and you simply click on the link and you will find out the this video, and please subscribe my channel also as well, and I will provide the chapter for this subject, and course outline and other materials in the WhatsApp group, inshallah. Thank you so much. Have a nice time.